We talked about Tampa Bay before. We talked about Baker Mayfield. This is such an interesting, confounding team to me. They're at Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Indianapolis is a 2-point underdog right now in this game. I'm sorry, Indianapolis is a 2-point favorite in this game. Every game, the Bucs look like they are a play or two away from covering. And you mentioned Baker and his red zone interception this past week that would have helped them cover. Like that game against the Niners, if every series it felt like, oh yeah, they got a shot. They got a shot. Like the Niners weren't dominating, despite the fact Brock Purdy had a perfect QB rating. It just felt like the Bucs were in it the whole time. But neither of these teams are standouts at anything, which is why the line is what it is. I don't really see an edge here.
I do, just in the sense that all the public, everyone's going to bet the Colts. Like the pros are the only ones betting the Bucs, and this game is the exact same game as when the Bucs played Houston. The number was 2.5. It landed on 2. No one, I mean, I literally had to beg people to bet the Bucs in that game, and I hated every minute of it. Like we were dead. We needed Baker to have the most insane game ever against Houston to cover that number because CJ was playing so well. So, totally get it. Like I was so mad at the Bucs last week. I mean, I did terrible last week, but that one really hurt, losing that money in the Bucs, because it was right there. They had multiple opportunities to cover that back door, and they just couldn't get there. So, it's tough. Like I get where you're coming from, Chad. Like no real read on it, but I do like the Bucs. I like what they can do offensively to keep up with this Colts team, and especially with it being indoors. The Colts secondary is terrible. The best thing about this Bucs team are their receivers. Like Chris Godwin and Mike Evans still playing at one of the highest levels you can ask. Like it's crazy how talented they are, both of them. So, if people want my read on this one, I'm sorry to do it to you. I do like the Bucs here.
I think this number is going to go up.
It could. If it doesn't, though, that should even be more of a reason to like the Bucs. If this doesn't get up to 3, that just shows you the really smart money is holding this number at 2.5. Because right now I'm looking at the books, it's 87% of the handle and 58% of the bets right now are on the Colts. So that means all the early money. Again, it's only Tuesday. All the early money right now is on the Colts, and that number has not budged.
Yeah. The Bucs also have a really sneaky good third receiver in Trey Palmer.
Would you go to high school with his dad or something?
No, I just keep watching the Bucs games because we keep fucking betting this team. And every time, like this kid's making some great play.
Yeah, no, they got a bunch of random guys. Like even that running back they brought up, he's been all right. Like it's just the Bucs, for me, what they're lacking is coaching. I just think they had bad coaching.
Indianapolis just waived. This is from producer Tito. Darius Leonard. Darius Leonard, who had been an All-Pro, had signed a massive deal, has struggled with injuries the past couple of years, had basically been moved down to the depth chart where he was playing maybe first and second down on a series, if that. Just waived. That defense hasn't been great. Its stats are okay, but strategically and at the wrong moments, they have given up the worst plays. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay. No, I didn't go to high school with his dad, by the way. Don't think that like your old jokes are going to get by me.
It wasn't that old a joke. I mean, the dude's probably in his early 20s. It's just like it's just such a random name drop. It's like, why don't you talk about everyone's third receiver of their team? I was just like, what's happening?
Well, I just happened to see him make some plays the other day, and I thought he was going to help us get to a cover there. And it turns out, Baker kept it from happening.